Hi team, welcome back to the day one for our JPACT 11th batch. Thank you so much for being here. What we're going to do is let's walk through what we will be encountering in today's session. So number one, we will go back to the orientation, just review what we were talking about. Second is we need to come up with a live schedule for both trainings, projects, and certification exams. And we then will need to discuss about the JPACT program steps. What are the steps that we need to be working on to do everything? So just to make sure team, we all are on the same page. JPACT is for job placement and certified training. So when we are speaking about getting into the world of automation or QA, we want to make sure that everything that you are doing in the JPACT program is oriented in giving you hands-on, practical, real-life experiences, so you can take that into your interviews and your job hunt. So we spoke a lot, team, about different steps on how we go about acquiring the skills that we require to get into the job market as a QA or as SDET. A quick recap as to what it is, and then we will start working on our schedule, team. So most important to begin with, knowing the need, like knowing the job in market, what kind of interviews questions they have, what are their expectations, knowing yourself, and this is very important, team, in terms of where you currently stand, what's your experience, and how you have typically done in your education, be it in logical or analytical thinking. The next one is to know the gap between yourself and the market that requires us. So that will really help you to position going forward, team. How your plan will be, what should your attack? So this will basically get a customized approach or career map. So how do we progress? How do we go about it? So this is where JPAC members, we will work on them. So we were speaking on one-on-ones and skill gap analysis, getting the career success. So let me show a skill gap analysis metric so you can take a look at it. Master. Yeah, it's got about 100 plus. This is a very important Excel team that I want you all to work on. Why is this in an XLS format? Open with Google Sheets. And let me move this file into are you good? Are you good? Now something's wrong with Google on this. Let it do what it's supposed to do. Try to load it again. That's what I'm doing. I think something failed in the conversion from the Excel format to this. This was the sheet. I'll walk you through the sheet, then I'll move you into their team. So as part of this, I want to talk about the skill gap analysis. So when we do the one-on-one counseling, the idea of the counseling is very simple, team, to understand you better. Basically, absolutely, did I must have written it here itself. So in one-on-one, what I would want to focus on your location, your visa status. When I say visa or work permit, rather put it work permit. Your experience, your likes, dislikes in terms of what you've been good at, what you've been good at, not, and so on. And expectations where you say that, okay, you know what, I would want to get into the market in 2 months or 3 months or 6 months. So that is what we want to do in a one-on-one counseling. And all of these, you take notes, team. So what happens is each of you are going to create a folder. So here I'm going to create a new folder called um, JPACT member analysis. So in this folder, if I can move this sheet, that would have been great, but that's not working. Let me go to the drive once. This is skill gap analysis. Both are Excel, as this is not a Google sheet. Let me do it, team. But till then, at least let me show you what the skill gap analysis sheet has. I'm going to delete this because this is updated by one of the students, but that doesn't matter. It's a random name, I guess we took. So let me walk you through what the sheet is doing, team. Very simple. On these columns ABC, we have the details of the different skills that we typically come up with, like SDLC, STLC. Can you write test cases, test steps? Do you know what is test plan, test strategy, agile, all the way to basic things like HTML, JavaScript, JUnit, Core Java, Selenium WebDriver, Eclipse. How we do some basic, exporting to Selenium WebDriver commands, automation frameworks, and CI/CD, a lot of tools, web services, mobile app testing, and so on. Now, there are plenty of them, team, and this list will keep going with the new tools that will keep coming into the market. So this is the first exercise that you all have to do at your end. I want you to open the sheet and make a copy. So what you would basically do is, where is the sheet? Okay, it's here. I can drag and drop, or I can upload, I guess. No? Drop files here, yeah. So this is the sheet. It's now, let me say, open with Google Sheets. It's failing, team. Okay, sorry, I had to deviate for a second. So this seems to be still in an XLS format. I'm not sure. Will it let me edit? Can I make a copy of it? No, I'm not able to do anything, but I can see. So you will be making a folder within here where number one, you have to make a minutes of meeting team. And this is one step that all members keep missing consistently. So minutes of meeting are whenever you call me and we are scheduled discussions, I want you to write down as to what we discussed, what was the action plan or to do that came up, and previous task status. So this, and put a date to it and a time to it. So that way you consistently maintain this and you approach it in a much more sophisticated manner, team. The most important reason of why I'm focusing on this minutes of meeting is you will be creating another one here for your project works. Come on. Sorry. Let's say this is A. So everything that you kept doing on that project work A, you'll keep adding here, team. Now, there will be about 3 to 4 or 5 projects that you'll get exposed to in the next 2 to 3 months. So you start adding those details of the project. Just basic, I did this, I did that, we worked on this, we inspected elements, we wrote test cases in Excel, we learned about keyword-driven framework. Keep writing them. That will become your input into your resume. So for those of you who are going serious into the job market, and currently have a lot of time, this is the plan. Now for the others, we will quickly get into what training sessions and so on. Let's schedule them. Resume one, version one. So keep maintaining a resume out here, team. So when your project work, all that you put here could be in a garbled English and so on, like notes. You take that content and from that you start building your resume. Once your resume is prepared, then you share that with me for getting into the mock interviews. Now, this folder will become consistent for you, team. So you may have more minutes of meeting. Is everyone with me? For JPACT members who's focused on the job and career development, minutes of meetings of what we are discussing between one-on-ones are very critical. So we're tracking and have a clear plan. Then we have a project work detail that you'll do. And this is just AM saying, but you'll say project work in your text, project work, something else on some of the website, client sites, and so on. So you'll have multiple documents in them. And then you'll have maybe as you do, latest version of your resume will be there. I'm not interested in a cover letter and all that right now, team. But this is the minimum things that you need to have in your folder. Each of you need to have that folder and then share that with me. So when we are discussing, I would want to be able to open your folder and see what's happening. That gives me clarity, okay, where we were, what we have done, and all your details will be here. So I will also note down from the one-on-ones as to what the expectations are in the minutes of meeting itself, so we are very clear on them. That okay, this is what it is. So team, before I go forward, I know that a lot of you are here for the job placement and certified training, and some of you are here for specific skills or tools learning today. Let me run a quick poll. I just want to see where we are in terms of how much effort one could put, team. So I'm just launch that on the screen. Take a few seconds and fill it, please. Wow, thank you, team. You've all submitted it. Let me close and share the polls. So I think your approach of how you want to go forward is all dependent on how much time you can spend. So please make sure that you are aware on that fact that, see again, none of us, I believe in this forum right now, are going to spend 40 hours a week. 40 hours is like a full-time thing, 8 hours a day. So if you're really slogging 40 hours a week, that is a lot of effort, team, definitely. 25 hours a week is also what, close to 5 hours a day, and that is a significant amount of investment. So choose your battle, choose your end goal and end time based on this specific information, please. So let me hide this poll. Quickly finish that, what we discussed in the orientation. What else did we say? So training. So we want to talk about core training and other optional as needed. So this is what I'm going to set up today right now, team, with you. Project works. And this is the other thing I'm going to start setting up right away. So you all can start working on the schedules and so on for it. Next is the certifications. These we will have to schedule. We are doing it at least once a month. We can do it sooner depending on how quickly we're doing it. It's not a large effort for us to conduct them. So team, in this specific activity, and like you put in the poll, when you mentioned that you're gonna, let's say, spend about 15 to 20 hours in a week, that means that all these hours is not just with on the training where you're learning one-on-one. It is also in the Skype groups where you're interacting with the other members, and all of you are doing certain activity together. So be it assignments, be it what we will do in the project works, or be it even mock interviews and so on. So please keep that in mind. Teamwork will really help you, team. Now, in the poll itself, for the others who said, like, sorry, there were about uh, 5 hours. How many people could spend 5 hours? About 11% of you said you would spend about 5 hours into it. So the uh, what I get from that perspective, team, is all you can do primarily is focus on one or two trainings, and that is going to be most important. Or you may work on a single project rather than anything else. So that is how you have to choose your time. So please be careful on that and make sure we go along accordingly. Now, team, one of the other things that I did is the timing. So I don't know if this is a good time or not for us, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. That was earlier. Um, I think this is the best time forever. Or like I'm doing right now, not even 5:30. This is 5 to 6 p.m. I've got a few calls from members who were saying that can we do it like the earlier sessions. I had a collision, so I could not do it. But let me quickly talk about what is happening there. The Selenium WebDriver training team. Let me show you the sheet. I don't know if you all have this sheet. I can share the view version of it. And let me also put it into. Okay, this is. Was I putting some links there in JPACT orientation? I didn't. Let me put it here itself, team. Link to live schedule and video pages. So what the team did is we put everything together in the sheet, team. So when you look at this sheet, you basically are looking at the recent previous trainings that we've completed. And at that time, these links would have been there. And then where the demo videos are there, the playlist in YouTube, and where the members videos page is there. So you could be able to go in and check all these details. That's what I was showing you, team. So here is where I'm going to update on our things. So this is what I've planned, team. As of now, the Selenium live training JPACT 10 batch that is going on. Where is that? Let me see. On here. So we've come to the almost the last week. What we are doing is a CI/CD training. This is with Jenkins, Maven, yeah, Eclipse, of course, Selenium WebDriver, Java, GitHub. So with this combination, Manoj is starting a training on tomorrow, team, tomorrow morning at, so this is upcoming, scheduled. That's 17th at 9:30 a.m. IST. And it'll end on, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overall. Actually, 2, 3 sessions are more than enough. We're just keeping few additional till 23rd October from, this is 1 week, 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. And all this there Monday to Friday, team. Only the weekend training was the one that I did last weekend, was not. Okay, so that's one. And this is like a advanced one. So you could look into, I don't need these two columns. This, I need to show the content. Where we finished this entire training at. All JPACT members, iTeLearn members, more than welcome to join this session. Let me give it a color. This is the new ones coming out. So, and then there are 2 or 3 more trainings that I'm planning for sure, team. One is the QA to automation. This is a 2 weeks program. Okay. So I just want to divide these courses in such a way that it's easy. In this, we'll go to Selenium IDE, element identification, manual QA, and a lot on AnyAuth. So the new AnyAuth version that we are developing and the whole process of how we're doing, that's going to be the QA to automation 2 weeks, Selenium IDE, manual QA, AnyAuth. And then we will get into the more automation training where it'll be for about 4 weeks. I will say 3 weeks on this. And this will be Selenium WebDriver, Java frameworks. So a lot of sub content in it, team, but this is going to be the code intense training. And then we will also, so now in, maybe I'll do this here, but I need web services and backend testing. So maybe we'll have to repeat what Manoj was doing, or we will have to learn this accordingly. Live training, or I can do video plus live Q&A. So this will be a good one if I can do that with Manoj. So this is Karthik. And as of now, I didn't plan for anything else, team. There are a few more I'm planning to do from a live training. This is all live training here. Oh. Any other live trainings? I'm just thinking that I planned. Yeah, one was micro focus. A lot of people have been asking UFT, which was like HPQTP thing. So this Manoj or I can take. We don't have the dates for them yet, so we'll decide. So these are yet to be filled. Now, live projects team, let's start putting live projects. The first is I want to be able to at least you get exposed to 2 to 3 projects, please. So let's see how I can do that. Now, the first is I can do an AnyAuth project, which is an AACT project, basic automation using AnyAuth. This is one project for sure, because all that you need to learn, be it any tool, most of the concepts will be there using AnyAuth. And let's see some of the tools also, team. Sauce Labs. We're looking at some SaaS products in this, maybe Browser Stack. If there are a few more we can look at, team, as to how they're doing. Client projects, there'll be a lot of them, but then I want to have one project specifically on core Java live project itself, team, because there are a lot of tutorials. I keep doing this. I want people to look at core Java separately and do a small implementation where it is nothing to do with Selenium WebDriver. Core Java live project, and this is we can do on any of them. We have other client projects. I'm not putting any of the client projects here. Please note that. Then we will have an SDET project. this is the NEOT X that you're doing. So primarily when I say SDET, we will get into the code level details of it. So these three as live projects will be great for us to work on. And one more I'll do is on web services. So team, these are not just things that you'll add to your resume. There'll be much more that will come in on the real ones. But these are web services and SOAP UI maybe. Small implementation, SDET project, SDET project. So this, let's say, Selenium WebDriver, frameworks, CI, CD. So this will be the larger one. Now, all the Selenium batch, the September, August, September batch members who started on then the previous JPACT batch, I think we are almost done with the trainings here. And in the projects, we have been doing a lot of these activities. We are now we'll get into Selenium WebDriver framework CI/CD. So that will include a total code walkthrough team. All right, with all this, now we have to do a few things parallel. And please note, you may not be able to attend everything out here. So now this is at a different time altogether. So if I can do it right after, Manoj finishes the 23rd October thing, that'll be great. Or so this will be 6:30, 7:30 p.m. team. I don't know if this is a better time or the other. Now, can you guys vote in for that? Which timing is preferable? I'll just create a quick one. And while I'm doing that, can you please help me with another vote? That's a poll there, team. So would you prefer? This I'll put it as so. It looks like most of your JPAC members just making sure I've got all the polls in. Can I get everyone to put it in team? And iTeLearn members, this is very relevant for you from what trainings you would like to attend, please. So you can be focused on that aspect to 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. And then we have an 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. Pacific time, and there is 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. There is also I can do an 8:30 to 9:30. These are projects and other things, team. Pacific time. So I'm just trying to look at what times live training project time preference. So I'm just going to quickly close this poll, everyone, and share it. There you go. So almost everyone are JPAC members, team, and thank you so much for believing in the program as to what we're doing. And again, not to say that it's just a different need of what you have compared to the others. So I'm going to quickly save this now, and the poll, hide this poll, and one more last poll, team. So that way I can look at what timings I can put for these programs. And please do note, as you go along, I mean, for this poll, you can choose multiple choices. So what timings you can prefer? Since you may work for more than 5 hours a week, some of you are planning to work for 25 hours a week. So you have to look at what are the multiple options, team. Can you quickly fill that in, please? So any other questions for the day, team? Because all I want to do is set up the schedule, and I want to send across all the details about it into it, and which training where. So if we're starting with using this batch, this session 5 to 6 p.m., then I want to get started with that QA to automation. I've just got 45% votes in. Can I get everyone else to fill it in? All right, team, I'm going to close this and share it. So the only challenge is I don't know which percentage is for whom, but it says 67% for 5 to 6 or 6:30 to 7:30, and very few people would be available in the morning times. And I've kind of put those times also there because this is for the project works and activities that we can do, team. So, team, for me, then I would want to take this poll, schedule these sessions, either 5 to 6. If everyone is fine, then I don't mind doing it at 5 to 6. And then even the other trainings, depending on what Manoj is doing. But the most important starting will be the QA to automation 2 weeks training, team, which will get us into the automation zone. Now, meanwhile, I want you all to take a look at the sheet. Oh, you all have the sheet? Okay, very good. I sent it to you, right? In the chat, did I put it, team? Oh, I did. Okay, just resending it in case. So here you have the details of where the videos are also going to be hosted. And here, let's see. So this members page for everything that we're doing, it'll keep coming up here. And you can, anything that you see in the previous trainings, team, you can also start accessing from here. Of course, everything is there on the website, but sometimes, with so many programs there, it's getting confused, especially with the main menu and people having those challenges. So if you go to online courses, and most of the trainings are under Selenium currently, team, that are ongoing. So if you see the training, the weekend automation crash course is here, Selenium Scathlon is here, automation framework Selenium web drive, that's going on here. The recent Selenium Java, I think, is here as part of JPACT 10. So this is the one. So we did a 1 week free training then, and then we have this 6 week JPACT in deep ones. Team, any questions for anyone, please? Where are we with anything else here? So most importantly, these are the trainings that I'm looking at, team. I must have forgotten a few, a couple of them that are coming up. We have a few here already aligned, so we'll pick based on how many people are interested to attend. If there are no questions, I'll see you again. The schedule for, we will keep this webinar open, team. So please note that JPACT webinars let us use for group, learning, project, placement, and so on. So we'll have placement. Um, Team, can you all hold on for 1 quick minute, please? I'm going to be quickly back. Sorry, everyone, back right now. I had to take an emergency break. So where are we? Couple of questions. Let me quickly look into them. And so what I was saying is JPACT members, let's use this use webinars. So this webinar link, we'll keep it for each other training project, different links. Okay. So I hope you've got the access to log into the application, team, and you've gotten access to the Skype groups. So slowly start joining in them. Most important is what is most relevant for you. Take up, for example, this core Java sessions are there. Very, very easy for you to start watching. Selenium versus Catalan, all of these comparing different tools is there. You can also start with that 1 week JPACT free training, and then we went to the 6 week overall. So this one was more of orienting you towards the job market and so on. So you should try that as well, team. This is all about getting into QA. So this is a long 1 week thing, but it guides you at a detailed level. So you can watch some of these sessions. So instead of me repeating most of it, I want to focus on the relevant ones as much as I can. And that way we can uh, mix a little bit between videos and live training. Now, most importantly, the live trainings will focus on the entire Selenium automation frameworks, NEO, CI/CD, web services, backend testing. So we'll do a lot of them, team here. So then that's it. I'm going to quickly schedule all of these and send you the details about it. So you're welcome to repeat old JPAC members and the new members participate based on what you're seeing. If you're a current existing JPACT member, I would recommend you not to, with the other programs, do not drop what you're doing there. You're almost getting completed. So it'll be easy for you to, complete that. Sorry, what did I do? Rather than, restarting again. But you're more than welcome to join any of these sessions, any of the projects that keep coming up. Okay, great. So that's it from my side. I'm going to quickly look at any questions if they're there, or I'll see you back in the next session. We would start with QA to automation training. It's correct. We want to start with that QA to automation training. Now, I can start with that even tomorrow or day after, but I'm just having a little challenge with a lot of members saying they want to join the 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. So if that 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Pacific batch is fine, I would want to schedule it for that time and send it across to all. Could you please resend the links as I have to rejoin the webinar and the links disappeared? Sure. Uh, there we go. I send the link to this document, team. So take a look, start exploring what we have. We'll start adding more. Let me put some dates to this. And I want to do a performance testing also, team, by Kumar Gupta if possible. Let me see if I can schedule that. So I'll put this in same color. Let's see if we can do this. All right, team. Great. Thank you so much. Go back to these sessions. There's a plenty of content that you can get started with, and I'll see you all tomorrow in the next session then. If you missed the session, yes, you can watch the video, team. And in summary, it was nothing. I went through the orientation session, what we wrote in the document. And for day one, most important is what we want to plan. Certification exams will keep repeating, so that's not a challenge. And we want to see how much time you can spend. Depending on how much time you can spend, then we can do more structured approach. Please make sure of this folder structure, everyone. I also want to send this folder structure. So what you will do basically is take this folder, copy it. So for example, you see this folder, right? So you'll say, make a copy is there. Move to, not move to. This download. How do we duplicate? Make a copy is here. There's no make a copy for a folder. That's interesting. So basically, I want you to create this folder. This folder, like it is here, it should be for you. Get shareable link. And then if I go here, the folder. So these are the files, right? So you can download and upload it into a new folder if you want at your end and share that folder with me, team. So that will say JPACT and your name on it. This you have to keep maintaining. Whenever we're doing one-on-ones, we'll go through them, please. There was last question. Let me quickly take that. So I'm not JPACT member yet, so I will have access all these new courses after I join JPACT, I guess. That's correct. JPACT, yes, after, that is true. If you're an iTeLearn member, you have most of the videos except for the live projects and certifications. You have the access to the live training videos and live. All right, great. Thank you, everyone. So stay connected on this document. We'll keep updating it. Take care. Bye now. Bye all. Thank you. Next session for JPACT, team, go through what I'm doing. I'll send you an email. But at least if you are all JPACT members, then you should register for the CI/CD training that is going on from tomorrow morning. I think it'll be in the same link. Let's see if it's that. Yeah. So register for this members, so we can walk you through. It's a different timing altogether. If you're unable, this is only because Manoj is the trainer and he is unable to do it at a different time than this at the moment, team. So please cooperate on that. If you're unable to join, the videos would be there for sure. All right, everyone. CI/CD, this will cover everything on um, various tools that we're using right now. Thank you all. Take care. Bye for now. See you next session.